So no intro for this video. I want to kind of just get right to it. So this is going to be more of a podcast. We're not going to be doing too much with the actual game. So you guys and gals don't actually have to watch. You can just listen if you like to and do other things. Basically, we're going to talk about nerfs and buffs because it's really a hot topic right now, especially after that last patch. That last patch was very polarizing. It made a lot of people angry. Some people are impartial, and some people just defended every single thing about it and just think it's the most needed and perfect thing ever. So we're going to talk a lot about that. So first, I want to make it very, very clear. Nerfs and buffs are very, very essential to the health of a game. The health and stability for the foreseeable future, to give a game longevity. It allows the game to be more balanced. It allows for more options to be utilized, because more diversity, more variety in a hero collector, which is what this game is at the end of the day, is very, very crucial. Now, with that said, there are various ways that you can buff and nerf things to make it more balanced and reasonable to the majority of the player base. And when I say the majority of the player base, that's free-to-plays and casuals. If you only cater to the whales, your game will die. Even some of the most stingiest games out there, they still have to have some level of free-to-plays being able to do something. Even if it's small, they have to be able to progress somehow. Otherwise, they lose their player base numbers. And that doesn't look good for investors into these publishing companies that are doing these mobile games, that are paying, of course, the developers off of that. So you want to look good. You want to have big install numbers. You want to have download numbers. You want to have a lot of concurrent players playing at the same time. You want to be able to make a lot of money on sales on these big events, because whales love to have a lot of players to beat up on, and free-to-plays love to have a lot of players that can, of course, progress free-to-play or even as a casual spender and do okay. They don't have to beat the whole game overnight. They don't have to beat the whole game in a month or two. And nobody has. Let me know when somebody is beating floor 100 of Mythic Tower, and I'll show you 0 players. Okay? I'll show you 0. Even some of the biggest whales in the game. It just hasn't happened. So one thing I want to say is no player, especially free to play, has made it to end game, because no one is doing that. That's the true end game. PvP is the true end game. And PvP doesn't really have a way to win it, because you're just going to be doing it every day forever until the game eventually closes down. That's just how it is in PvP. There is no end game to PvP. You just play PvP forever. We're going to be getting real-time arena as well. We're going to be getting guild wars as well. So it's going to be even more PvP to have to deal with going forward. So really, if there's anything that needed to be nerfed or adjusted, they need to be looking into the PvP meta. The PvP meta right now is way more of a priority than, oh, the poison team's so strong that it can farm stage 12 of a gear dungeon for free to plays if they invest all their resources into that team. You think about that for a moment. That's just a terrible logic, because it's gear farming, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what happened. It's not everybody. It's just there's some group of people out there. They seem to think that gear farming is some big achievement that you should have to fight for months and months and months to get to. Guys and gals, it's just gear farming. How many gachas have you played in your life? If you've only played one, I can understand it. But if you're like me and you've played hundreds of gachas, gear farming ain't shit. It's literally brain dead auto farming for gear that you're going to be doing every day. It literally just becomes a part of your daily routine. It's nothing special. You're going to eventually build a team. You're going to use that same team over and over and over and over again. And really the only thing that you're hoping for is some good gear and then some good gear rolls. But guess what? Just because you have a strong team that can farm that gear, that doesn't mean nothing. You still have to get good gear to drop. You still have to invest all your gold into that gear, your gear EXP from charms and other pieces of gear, to try and get good rolls. And then if you don't get good rolls, you got to rinse and repeat, and you do that forever, trying to eventually get that really solid set of gear. And that could take you months, if not years, to finally achieve for all the characters that you use on a day-to-day. So having a really strong poison team that can do that really isn't anything special. And some people are acting like, oh my god, that team was so broken. How was it broken? Because it was doing what it was meant to do? farm you gear? Please. When PvP, when Poison is out there and completely dominating all of Tower, it's dominating all of PvP, real-time arena, and Guild Wars when it comes out, when it's doing all of that by itself with the same 4 characters, then we can have a discussion. But right now, it's mostly, for the most part, being used just to farm gear, to help build up other units that you can eventually get to. But even if you want to nerf it, that's fine. But nerf it in a reasonable way. You hit multiple units at one time. The same units that you knew were strong in CBT4 that we told you were strong. And you didn't nerf them then. Matter of fact, Poison was buffed from CBT3 to 4. And CBT3, gonna have a little history lesson here. In CBT3, Poison actually did damage based on current HP. So it was garbage. And we said, hey, Poison's just not usable, it's trash. So they buffed it in CBT4. And then we tested it for 6 weeks. And then they had 3 or 4 months after that before soft launch. So they had months to investigate, to take feedback, to look into these units. And I've had Borden and Ace tell me in DMs that whatever units we weren't able to test fully, they were going to test themselves. And the fact that they waited almost 2 months after soft launch to finally nerf that team, that is BS. That's not balance. That's a company that was waiting, biding their time just so they could hit you right where it hurts. And that's the free-to-plays and the casuals. Even some of the whales might be a little bit irritated with this, and I know some are, some of the bigger ones as well, but they can at least rebound because they have the resources to do so. But when they did this to the free-to-plays and the casuals, they can't rebound right now. They just have to deal with it or quit, because they don't have the resources to just drop and make another 6-star hero fully glyphed out and utilize them in the same content. So they're going to have to make the new changes work one way or another, or they're going to have to play a very, very patient game of wait and see and invest into other units and hope that they also do not get nerfed. Because I legit had 4 or 5 different people now. I'm not going to name names because it's just not the way it is, but we had 4 or 5 people in the comment section. You guys can just go look through my last 3 videos and you'll see them. We had a few people, just a small select group of people saying, you guys should have expected this. This is your fault. You should have known this was going to happen. Don't invest into strong units because you know they're going to get nerfed. For one, no, you do not know they're going to get nerfed. That's the developers. They know, and they're the only ones who know. Nobody else knows. They're the ones who have their finger on the trigger. Their foot is on the pulse. Their foot is on the pedal. Their hand is on the pulse, whatever you want to say. But basically, they know, we don't. We can only assume, we can only speculate, we can theory craft, but they are the only ones at the end of the day that know these were coming. And all these people that were like, oh yeah, the team was just so broken. Then why were you using it every day? If it was so broken, why were you using it every day? I'll tell you why. Because it was efficient. Because that's what you're supposed to do. If the unit is the best of doing what it's supposed to do, and you can build it up, you're going to build it up. That's common sense. So what's going to happen? The next group of characters that become a super strong team, they're going to nerf the whole thing too. And then the one after that and after that, they've now created this new mentality of making free-to-plays and casuals fear building up new units, because now they know that they don't care about nuking an entire team. Not one individual unit, but multiple. Multiple. And then they buffed the Vera, which made 0 sense. She didn't need buffed. But they buffed her anyways, because why not? Why the hell not? And then they went ahead and nerfed some of the true damage dealers so they could release a new one, a light dark one, that completely power creeps them. Like, he's in a whole other league. He might be one of the better units in the entire game because of what his kit can do. He's even comparable to pre-nerfed poison units by himself because of the amount of true damage he can do. And they just nerfed those units. And those same people said, Well, yeah, we needed those units nerfed. But then they're praising the new brand that does what they were doing by himself. Like, make it make sense, please. So I just really wanted to kind of dive into these buffs and these nerfs discussion, because there's just a lot of stuff going on right now. It doesn't make any sense to me. They had 4 closed beta tests to test these things out. They've had 3 different game name changes. It went from 4 elements to Chaos Magic to, of course, now Awaken Chaos Era. They've changed so much about the story, the characters, and all that throughout beta. They've done a lot of hero rebalancing. I mean, Asarina has been changed like 3 or 4 different times. I don't know why they keep changing her, but it's like this company is undecided on what they're doing. These things should all have been done before soft launch. And I know there's people that are, well, it's not global yet. Who gives a damn? The game is launched. Get it in your heads. I know a lot of you are smart and you already know this, but we got some really suspect people out there that seem to think that a soft launch is not an official release, when it in fact is. It is a soft launch. Do you know what a soft launch is? It is a fully released game in select small markets. Global, the only thing it is just the game that's already out being released in more markets. That is it. So it's just weird to me that I see some of these excuses. Well, it's not officially released. Yes, it is. It's been officially released for almost 2 months now. The cash shops are also fully open. There is no data reset. Nothing. It is fully launched. They even released the public APK officially from their own company's website. So it is out there. The game is released, period. Let's get that clear. And all these things should have been done beforehand. Because now you waited 2 months on purpose. You knew this Poison team was strong a month ago. You knew 2 months ago. You knew 4 or 5 months ago. But you waited on purpose. And that's what I really have the most problems with. Because you knew this team was strong, and you even tempted free-to-plays and casuals on purpose by putting 2 of those units in the altar. So people, of course, were going to craft them up and build them because they were going to be some of the better units on their team. So of course they invested in them. And you're going to have people in the comment section of some people's videos saying, oh, it's their own damn fault. They shouldn't invest into units that you make available that are good at what they're doing, helping you farm gear. This game is so unfreaking balanced that if you beat all of story, you still won't get enough good gear from doing all that, all the way up to 10-8 mythic, to even farm the better stages of the same level of gear in the dungeon. Now tell me where the balance is. They took away epic gear from story, which was dumb, and I don't know. Can anyone even farm Gemini Dragon anymore? Like, is that even a thing? Gemini Dragon 11, 12? Can people farm 12 yet? I don't know. Because now they made Poison tick after? After? Who ticks Poison after? Why? All I can say, ladies and gentlemen, is why. I just wanted to rant. I needed to get this out today. I feel really good today. I know I sound a bit angry, but I'm actually having a very good day. I feel really good today. So it was a good day to rant. A lot of things needed to be talked about. A lot of things need to be addressed. I know some people don't like it when I get mad, but you know what? Deal with it. You don't like to hear facts, then you're on the wrong channel. We don't snowflake things around here. We see problems, we talk about them, we discuss them. I try to give you as many valid points to back up what I say as much as I can. Because I don't like to just scream into a vacuum and the vacuum is space and just hope that I get a reply. No, I try to bring fundamentally sound, factual information mixed with some of my own perspective and opinions, and I bring it all together and trying to give you guys a recipe for what hopefully educates a lot of people that are going into this not knowing some of these things. I'm trying to do my best to educate those people. I'm trying to let you guys and gals know, 100, we keep it real around here. And not everybody likes being real. Some people think I'm too real. That's fine. That's just the way I am. I'm real. And I just hope that they make improvements, true improvements. They make real strides in the game. Add a recall option. Give us compensation. Allow us the ability to farm more resources up on a day-to-day basis. Then these nerfs won't hit as hard. I have no problem with you nerfing every character on my account to the ground as long as you give me the resources to build up a whole new crop of characters. But I can't. I simply can't. And that is a pay-to-win scenario, a very big pay-to-win scenario, because now you're saying, okay, you were free to play, you did what you were meant to do, you played the game correctly, you did everything right, but we're still going to nerf you. So you have to start over and do it again. Here's 100 gems, bend over, take it, and leave. That is not a recipe for success. This game is about 2 weeks away from global launch. It's going to be one of the single biggest days of this game's career. Soft launch was a big day, was a big week. Global is going to be the biggest day, the biggest week. And I'm already seeing guilds being emptied out. I'm seeing friend lists becoming graveyards. People are leaving in droves because these developers are not listening to the player base. They want to play the cash grab game. And then you got these shills out there saying that, oh, it's balanced. This game's better than Raid. Raid Shadow Legends. It makes no sense to me. Raid is by far one of the worst gacha games out there. They live and die by their amazing marketing team. We've said that a million times on this channel over the years. This game does not have that level of marketing. It doesn't have that level of popularity. It doesn't have that financial backing that Plarium has because they're owned by a freaking multi-billion-dollar casino. They know what they're doing over there. They know how to milk people and get away with it. This company does not have that luxury. Not to mention, first impressions are huge. You want to try and attract some of the bigger YouTubers and Twitch streamers? Then you need to appeal to them. You need to appeal to their audience, and their audience is going to be free to play and casual. It is time to stop looking down on free to plays and casuals as, well, they don't make the game money. Bullshit. They market your game. Some of those people are YouTubers, Twitch streamers that have big followings that can share your game, expose your game to potential customers, people that are willing to spend money. These free-to-plays and casual spenders make up a majority of your player base numbers, your install numbers. They make your publishers happy because the investors are looking at the numbers and liking what they see, so they continue to invest. Some of these players become so invested if your game is good enough that they will eventually become paying customers. This is just business 101. I don't know. I think we've ranted long enough. I hope you guys do enjoy. We've been going at it for only 18 and a half minutes. I thought it was actually longer than that. But I hope you guys do enjoy videos like this. Obviously, this isn't a video for everyone. No doubt we're going to get a lot of hate from it. Who cares? It needed to be said. I'm going to say it. Even if I'm going to stand and die on this hill alone, I'll do so. Because I feel this is the right thing to do. These things need to be said. This company needs to be put on notice. It is 2022, not 2010. These old, archaic tactics do not work. The game can be balanced and fair, reasonable to all the players. Free to play all the way up to the biggest whales. That's what they need to work on doing. PvP is going to be a very cancerous meta because right now I'm seeing like 99.9% tank meta right now. Maybe address that, because you want to talk about teams being so broken that they can farm gear, freaking gear. Why aren't we having this discussion about PvP teams? Why are we not having this discussion when we go into PvP and we're trying to fight tank teams that are damn near unkillable in 6 rounds, then we get zapped to death by lightning? Especially with a arena event on the horizon starting tomorrow. Why isn't this being thrown out? Why? Because it has legendaries in that team, so we can't discuss legendaries. We can't talk about legendaries. We just got to target all the free to play options. right? Is this the game we're playing? Like, make it make sense, please. Make it make sense. You know, don't put a crafting system in there telling me as a free-to-play casual or even a spender to go into those crafting systems, build up these units, and then nerf them. And then tell me it's my fault. Don't make me feel like as a player it's my fault because I'm building up fun, unique units that are really strong together and can be utilized in certain content to help me progress. Don't complain to me because I used my brain and was able to farm high-level gear dungeon in 2 months' time as a free-to-player casual because I simply just used the game's logic and made an efficient team. I used the resources that were given to me and did the best I could with it. Don't blame me for being a smart player. You should blame yourself for making an unbalanced game that has a resource problem, a stamina problem, and a plethora of units that need to be buffed that you're just ignoring so you can fit the narrative of, okay, poison's too strong, you guys shouldn't be farming gear stage 12 yet on Tide in 2 months, when it's kind of a normalcy in a lot of other games because it's just gear dungeons. It's nothing special. You're going to be doing it every day forever. If free-to-plays are going in there and they're beating stage one, they're beating floor 100 of hard and beating floor 100 of mythic in the first 2 months, okay, then we have a discussion. But do not underestimate how smart players can be that have played a lot of gacha games for a lot of years, know how to use their noggin, look at units, think logically, think out of the box, build strong teams, and then punish them because they did that. If you're going to nerf units, give us a way to at least get reimbursed some of those resources or allow us the ability to farm more resources so the nerfs don't hit as bad. And please buff a lot of these units that are just being ignored. So, you know, that's my closing statement. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. I know we went pretty hard, but again, it is what it is. It's just some days you need to be this way. Okay? Sometimes you have to be the asshole. Because sometimes that's the only way anything gets done. You have to stand up, yell, scream, bitch and complain, talk the talk, and do what you can do. Unfortunately, we can't walk the walk because it's a digital fictional game. You know, it's glorified PNGs and JPEGs at the end of the day. And it is what it is. It's just the nature of the beast. We're all so involved in technology these days. You know, it is what it is. But yeah, sometimes you just have to go out there and you have to make a stand. And hopefully enough voices get heard. And the vocal minority hopefully becomes the vocal majority and things actually get done. It happened for Epic 7. Summoner's War had a rough few years and then they make some big changes. So it's been done in the past. It's been done before. Hopefully we can do it again. Because right now, in my personal opinion, this game, for me, is running out of time. I've given them a long time to try and make things right. We'll see what they do. It's up to them at the end of the day. We can't make these decisions for them. They have to make them for themselves. The game can be financially stable while also very enjoyable if they make the right moves. So we'll see if they're playing checkers or playing chess. Catch you guys on the next one. Don't forget to subscribe, take notifications, join us in the Discord in the description below, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Until then, peace.